Hello everyone! A goal that I have for myself is to knit a project from a pattern in a language that I'm not fluent in. So this is another video in the series in which I attempt to do that. I got myself a knitting book. Tejer punto paso a paso is a knitting book in Spanish. I do have a bit of a leg up on Spanish because I spent like 5 years studying in school, but I have largely forgotten it all. So my plan for this video is to go through the book, try to see if I understand what the different patterns are, and then decide on a pattern that I'm going to make. So let's get started, shall we? I'm going to open up the book. Also, what's great about the book, it's spiral bound, so it's going to lie flat, which as a knitter, it's amazing because you don't want to spend time keeping the book open. So I'm going to start where all books usually start, which is the table of contents, which here just says indice. Indice. I think that's how it is. The accent over the I. Then it has materiales. That's the materials. Técnicas. Techniques, okay. And then muestras de puento. It looks like the first one is entender un padrón. I'm guessing that's how to understand a pattern. And then, pages stuck together. And then the last part is ideas paso a paso, which I guess paso a paso is how they're referring to projects. I'm not going to be going through most of this book unless I have to, because I think a lot, like this is a book written for beginners and it's like how to knit. And I know how to knit. But I think I'll be going through the materiales just so I know what the different tools are called. And then I'll largely skip over técnicas. I may go to the muestras de puento just so I can see what they say about understanding a pattern. And then we're going to be largely focusing on the ideas paso a paso, because that's the fun stuff. You know, that's really the fun stuff. So this says los egipcios y los romanos ya tenían fibras vegetales con dos águilas para confeccionar alfombras o prendas. So the Egyptians and the Romanians already knitted with vegetable fibers with dos agujas. I guess that's 2 needles to make alfombras. I don't know what alfombras is, but I'm in prendas. I'm guessing one of those means blanket. Durante siglos, las abuelas hicieron calceta y hoy se ha recuperado esta bella artesanía. So during centuries, grandmothers made whatever calceta is, and today we have brought back this beautiful art form. Tejer punto se ha convertido en la manualidad de moda ideal tanto para decorar la casa como para crear prendas para toda la familia. So knitting has converted from just a necessity to not from a necessity. Knitting has turned into a way to decorate your house and create projects for the entire family. So, este libro recoger cuantos necesitas saber para empezar a tejer tus propias labores. So this book is going to teach you everything you need to know. Desde cómo montar los puntos hasta las expresiones para tejer los cuadros más deliciados. Este es un guía para ayudar a participantes y aconseja a tejedores más expertos en nuevos puntos labores. It's called Ado's Projects? Huh. So it's basically, we're going to show you the processes in order to make beautiful things. And this book is a guide to help you in the basics and also a little bit more. Siempre con detalladas explicaciones paso a paso y completos gráficos y patrones. It's always going to give you super detailed instructions. Step by step. Paso a paso, step by step. That makes sense. Okay. And along with complete graphs and patterns. Good. So I'm a pretty intelligent person. So if they promise to be as clear as possible, and I'm smart enough to figure it out, hopefully I'll get pretty close, you know? Also, in order to get this book, I had to go through Amazon, the Spanish site for Amazon. And my bank did not like that. Let me tell you, it's is this actually you? Why did you buy it from the site? And I had to call them yes, it's me. I'm doing something weird. I know. Some materiales. Tipos de hilos. So I'm guessing this is different types of yarn. So I guess hilo is yarn. So here, los hilos pueden pertenecer a dos grandes familias de fibras, las naturales o las sintéticas de procedencia química. So there are two types of fibers, natural and synthetic. And the synthetic goes through a chemical process. So las fibras naturales se tejen con hilos de procedencia animal como la lana o la seda, con pelo de otros animales como la alpaca o la llama. Alpaca and llama, I understand. La lana or la seda. I think lana is wool. I don't know what la seda is. El mundo vegetal ofrece también tallos y frutos para preparar fibras con las tejer. So there's also vegetable fibers as well. En el caso de algodón, el lino, el cáñamo y incluso el yute. Yute, I don't know what that is. Okay. I know algodón is cotton. Gonna guess lino is linen? Or flax, maybe? El cáñamo? Don't know what that is. That's C A con acento N A M O. Okay, en cuanto a las fibras sintéticas, hay fabricadas con celulosa, como la viscosa o el rayon. So cellulose, that's plants. Viscosa, I feel like I would recognize the name if I saw it. Rayon, that's rayon. Okay. Viscosa, maybe that's acrylic? Con polímeros sintéticos como poliéster o la poliamida. Todas ellas presentan a doble ventaja, su resistencia al lavado y su bajo precio. So basically, Synthetic fibers provide two benefits. They're easy to wash and they're cheap in price, which, yeah. En los últimos años, la tendencia es mezclar los distintos tipos de fibras para lograr hilos que combinan los mejor de cada material. So in recent years, the trend has been to combine certain fibers to get the best of all of them, which understandable, completely understandable. Okay. So after that, like, description, then they go to different types. So it starts with lana. So muy resistente, gran capacidad aislante. I've never seen that word before. La lana ofrece tantas variedades como tipos de ovejas de las se obtienen. Calidad y suave es uno de los hilos preferidos para tender prendas de punto. So that last sentence, warm and smooth, it's one of the preferred yarns to knit with. And the fact that they're starting with lana makes me think that it's wool. Especially since it said it's very resistant and gran capacidad. I don't know what that other word is, but it has lots of different benefits. So you can see here, this is what I'm seeing. I'm pretty sure that's wool, especially since it follows with lana merino, and in English we say merino wool. Merino wool is pretty soft. And then it also follows with lana superwash. And superwash wool is a thing where here, as it says, esta lana super lavable es fruto de un tratamiento que evita el filtrado de la fibra, permitiendo que pueda lavarse en lavatoria con toda garantía. So here it's saying this is made specifically so it's safe to wash, because untreated wool, for the most part, or like typical wool, you throw it in the washer, it's supposed to shrink, because that's how you get felt. So superwash wool is, which it can make it a pain to like knit a project if you like wash it incorrectly and you follow the proper gauge and then it like shrinks down. But superwash wool is made specifically so it takes that ability away. So when you finish the project, you throw it in the wash, it's going to come out the same size. So yeah, that was lanas. Okay. So now we have fibras naturales. So natural fibers. Okay. Seda. Oh, okay. La seda es la única fibra que naturaliza ofre ya helada. Se puede adquirir con su característico acabado brillante o con su siguiente aspecto rústico. Frutos de fibras más cortas o irregulares. Ambas ofrecen tejidos con mucha caída. You see, if I didn't just like already know offhand that algodón was cotton, I would have said that this looks like cotton. I'm not sure what seda is. You know, if I were to like Google Translate this and I saw it in English, I know I would automatically have a oh moment. It's like, but obviously it's not a type of yarn I use a lot, or like that I think about a lot. So the next one is lino. So, es la fibra más antigua que existiente y aunque su color original es crudo, puede encontrarse tenida es infinidad de colores gracias a su gran capacidad de absorción. So that's linen. It's the most antique fiber. The Egyptians used flax. That I knew. So that's linen. And like I said, originally it's hand color, which is here as crudel, which, yeah, I believe tan is a pretty cruddy color. So that's true. It says you can find all sorts of colors because it likes to absorb colors, which, good. And then viscosa. Oh, esta fibra manufacturada posee una substancia natural, la celulosa. También llamada rayon. Viscosa and rayon are the same thing. It's rayon. It's made from plants. Okay. Got that down. And the next page is algodón, so it's cotton. Ooh. I don't like how cotton feels, but I love how cotton feels. So, if I'm not using acrylics, I'll probably end up using cottons. Pretty much. So we got 3 different types here. We have just regular cotton. Then we have algodón mercurizado, which is mercanized cotton. Oh, so la mercurización es un proceso químico por el que las fibras de algodón no encogen al lavarlas. Oh, so it's a way to make it easier to wash the cotton. Got it. Yeah, the next sentence is basically explaining what the procedure does. And then algodón egipcio. So Egyptian cotton. So gracias a la longitud de las fibras de este tipo de algodón, se obtiene un hilo muy fino que resulta sedoso y suave al tacto. Oh, so thanks to where it is in the world, they get a very fine yarn that results in being super smooth. That's probably why Egyptian cotton sheets are so expensive. You know, at work, like, sometimes when I scan the bedding, they have a transparency code, and it's like, why is it on the bedding? Why does that matter? You know? I guess people are picky. But, yeah, you can see these are the different types of yarns that I'm seeing. So it starts with the yarn. I mean, that's a good thing because, like, honestly, you can create, like, the nicest project, but if you choose a terrible yarn, it's still going to be meh. So, lanas con pelo, some more wool with hair. So, alpaca, cashmere. Okay, mohair. Mohair is pretty soft. Angora, baby alpaca. It just says baby alpaca. I'm surprised it's not like alpaca de bebé. Baby llama, same thing. I'm surprised it's not like llama de bebé or something like that. And then it goes with fibras sintéticas. So acrílico, yeah. Me amo acrílico. Most acrylics. And polyester. Okay. Near has this chenille stuff, yeah. Polyamida. Oh. Ligera elástica, esta fibra sintética no se arruga y se seca con facilidad. Puede presentarte en acabamento imitado lana o algodón, bien hilos de mirror brillo. So basically, it's like, this is meant to look fake. It can imitate wool or it can imitate cotton. And it can also be super bright. And then hilos decorados, decorative yarns. Okay. So con lentejuelas ideales para tener prendas de fiesta. Algunas fibras comercializan con lentejuelas o paletes cosidas a hilo. La fibra puesta suele ser lana, algodón, mohair o acrílica. Okay, so lentejuelas. I have to remember in Spanish they pronounce every syllable, unlike English. So when I see a vowel, I gotta pronounce it. It's like I'm back in speech class again. You know, the first class I was ever in was a speech class because basically when I was 1, I spoke for the first time, said my first word, then decided I didn't like it. So I kind of got my mom to get along with me, like signing to her what I want. And well, by the time I was 3 and still not talking, it's like something's up. Something's up. So that's when I entered like my first class, which was a speech class. And I was in speech class from like the time I was 3 up until the 5th grade. So the 5th grade would be like 11. And by the time that I ended speech class, I was talking too fast. I was definitely talking. It didn't take long, but then I was just talking too fast. So I also have to remind myself that I can go slower when I'm talking in a new language. Hey, there's a timer on that. I was still filming, buddy. Sorry, my light just turned off. Now you can see my beautiful face. Okay. Anyway, back with lentejuelas. It's basically saying that the yarn is, like the base is a normal yarn, but then they thread it with another strand, something acrylic, and it creates like a fun party yarn. Which, I mean, it's fun to look at, but honestly, I love the texture of the yarn, so I don't always get them because, unless that is also soft. And then it's viscosa metallacida. So that's basically the same thing, except it's more of a metallic yarn, so it's more shiny. Then con cuentas. This is yarn with beads in it. Anyway, that's what I'm seeing. Yeah. So this is like choose your wool. All right. Let's try to see if we can get to like this. That's how to carry the wash. Cool. Agujas de tejer. Some materials for knitting. So, no, knitting needles. This is not talking about knitting needles. So, agujas de madera or bamboo. So, wooden or knitting or bamboo knitting needles. I don't use wooden ones so much, but I do love good bamboo needles. They're pretty smooth and pretty light. And then, agujas de acero or aluminio. So, estas agujas de metal se recomiendan para los tamaños más pequeños. They're talking about metal knitting needles here, which I'm not sure what acero is, but aluminio is aluminum. True cognate. And then agujas de plástico, that's plastic knitting needles. I use a lot of plastic knitting needles too. I don't use the metal ones quite as much. And then these pages say, like, this is the material. And then these are the sizes of the knitting needles. And those are the needles, yep. And then special knitting needles. There's agujas especiales. So agujas de doble punta, double pointed. Agujas circulares, that's circular. Agujas de trenza. Oh, those are the cable knitting needles. Aguas circulares intercambiables. Interchangeable circular knitting needles. Then cable intercambiable. That's the cable for the knitting needles. Okay. So at this point, yep, this is everything else. Cinta metrica, that's a roller. Tijeras, scissors. Alfileres, pins, okay. Guardapuntos. Oh, those are like the stoppers for the knitting needles. It's like, guard the knitting needles, that makes sense. Guarda agujas. That holds the knitting needles. Okay. Cuenta vueltas, that's the counter. Ganchillos, those are crochet hooks. Dedal. That's a, oh my gosh, what's the English word for that? I forget the English word for that. Thimble, yeah. It's like a finger to dado, so dedal. That's nice. And then ganchos auxiliares, so those are like the big safety pins that you like hold the things with. So yeah, okay. Wow, this part really goes on. So las bolsas de labores, basically the bag. Agujas de tapicería, yarn needles or tapestry needles. Oh, is that not the same thing? No, guardapuntos looks like it's for your thumb, and then protectores de agujas is for the knitting needles themselves. And then hilo, thread, and yarn are the same in Spanish. They're both hilo. The marcadores de puntos, those are the stitch markers. And then agujas laneras are the yarn needles. All right, now we're just going to skip ahead. Yeah, are there more? Yeah, that part, not as important. Muestras de punto. This is entender un patrón. How to understand a pattern. Most knitting books, if they're worth their salt, if they proclaim to be a beginner book of any kind, will at least include a list of what the abbreviations are, so you can figure it out. Even though the abbreviations in English have not changed in over 50 years, they just include it so you can kind of figure out what you need to do. So, let's see. Ooh. Motivo para repetir. Or this tells us to repeat. Una R en la base de un gráfico indica el motivo que debe repetirse hasta el final de la vuelta. Okay. Como leer un esquema. Los gráficos se leen de derecha a izquierda. Si se indican las vueltas pares, se leen izquierda a la derecha. So when you're reading a graph, most of the time it goes from right to left. If you're on the wrong side of the fabric, it goes from left to right. Contra los puntos Cuando se indica en las expresiones es necesario montar puntos múltiplos de un número para que múltiplo cuadre. So basically, this will tell you, that's telling about multiples. Dibujo no continuo. Se indica el número de puntos sobre que los debe trabajarse. Este no es el todo de anillo del labor. Okay. Oh, so the picture doesn't continue, right? Like the instructions will still tell you if you need to or not. Delante o detrás. En las indicaciones se explica si el hilo o la aguja auxiliar deben colocarse delante o detrás de la labor al tejer. Es importante respetar esta colocación para que el patrón quede perfecto. Oh, so it's important to know whether you're working on the right side or the wrong side. So I know detrás is behind, so I'm guessing delante is the right side. So it's like they're using in front or behind instead of wrong or right, as English would. En las chanzas hay que entender el símbolo que se encuentra en las casillas de los puntos cruzados, que indicará si se trata de un punto derecho o de punto revés. This is talking about the cable needle, I want to say. So it's like if you come across a point where you need a cable needle and you need to like move the stitches around, it'll tell you which way you need to move the stitches around. Gráficos de Jacquard. That's like a French word that got implanted into Spanish. No Spanish word is spelled Jacquard. No, D. Las fuerzas impares se trabajan del derecho y las fuerzas par del revés. El gráfico indica los cambios de colores necesarios para conseguir el dibujo. It's talking about the graph. Okay, I don't entirely understand that one. Then we have the different... Oh, color is just C-O-L, okay. Oh! A-U-M, aumentar. I think that's add. Just... Oh, so D-I-S-M, disminuir? I think that's decrease. Canchilo. They're going to throw some crochet in here, guys. Include, okay. That's weird. The English abbreviation for increase is the Spanish abbreviation for include. Izquierda, yeah. Juntos, together. Yay. Oh, they have an abbreviation for left hand and right hand. Mano derecha, mano izquierda. Oh, place marker, mark. Numeral, okay. Ojal. Don't know what that means. Probably over the part that I skipped. Pass. So pasar un punto sin hacer. Move the stitch without doing anything to it. Repetir, Oh, that's easy. Tejer. Oh, is poner pearl? You know, that would be important to know. I guess I should look at the technicas, so... Y si lo inglés y si lo continental, no. Okay, this explains all the words that I skipped over. Well, I don't know what the Spanish phrase for this is, but in English, the phrase is eat crow. You know what? I think that's probably the next page, huh? Dictionary de Bibles, okay. No, they would have gone over. Anyway, I'm sure I'll figure it out. Let's skip to the fun part. Let's skip to the patterns. Those patterns. Oh. I'm patient in a lot of other factors in my life, so I'm going to forgive myself if I'm not too patient right now. Let me just skip to the fun part, the projects, Ideas paso a paso. The first one is falda de verano, so summer skirt. Which, oh my gosh, look at that. So, una falda de verano muy fresca, ideal para los días más calurosos. Para conseguir este bonito efecto estampado, basta con elegir un lana multicolor. So it's like, in order to emphasize how beautiful this is, use a variegated yarn. You need like 4 skeins of cotton on a number 4 thing. The only thing is, like, this is a piece of clothing, and I have no idea to know how big this is going to be. I guess it doesn't do size, like often when you go to like an English speaking book, it will have multiple numbers, and you can go with the numbers to see like what size you can get them and figure it out. And this doesn't have it. It just says add on multiple 17. So you're kind of just guessing. And it's hard to know when you're casting on how big something is going to be. So you're kind of just guessing that it's going to be big enough. Which in a way makes it more modular than most of the ones that are just sizes. But it's also frustrating if you don't know where to start. So, idea plus. So it's like extra idea. El primer paso es medir el contorno de la cadera para calcular el tamaño. I was just talking about that. The first step is to figure out how to calculate the size. La medida de cada pieza será la mitad de la cadera. Tener una muestra de 20 puntos con unas 12 pasadas y multiplicar el número de puntos hasta conseguir el ancho requerido. Okay. This is like, Becky, duh, you knew the answer to this. It was so obvious, Becky. And it's like, yeah, but I don't like doing it. Sorry about that. Anyway. This basically is telling me, in order to figure out how many stitches to cast on, cast on 20 stitches, knit 20 rows, and see how big it is, and then multiply that by your measurements to see how many you should cast on. It's like, well, I don't like making a swatch. I almost never make swatches. I should make swatches, but I don't. Okay. Ooh, botitas de bebé. Baby boots. Unas preciosas botas de bebé que pueden tejerse con algodón para verano o con lana merino para invierno. Oh, so it's basically, you can make this for all seasons. You can make it with cotton in the summer and like merino wool in the winter. I mean, they are freaking adorable, but also they put buttons on it, which, I mean, babies put everything into their mouths. So I'm not sure how wise it is to put buttons on things babies are going to eat, but okay, whatever. I mean, I'm also no parent, so maybe I'll change my mind when I'm actually a parent. Or if that ever happens to me. But also, like, as adorable as they are, if I'm making something for a baby, I don't know. I don't usually make clothes because who knows how big that baby's going to be when they come out. But I have made baby booties before. And I have given baby booties away. Because they are, like, so small, they're not terribly that. And this doesn't look like it's that close of a fit. Manta de sofá. Throw blanket. Okay. The nice thing about this is it has like such vibrant pictures. You can kind of just figure it out from the context. So, una pequeña pieza indeseable en el salón que combinará con cualquier decoración. Basta con elegir los tres colores base que mejor encajan y seguir el patrón. So basically here, it's a 3-color blanket. It's saying, like, follow the 3 colors in the pattern if you want to make this exact thing. But this is a throw blanket. Okay. Ooh, and El Patron. Look at that. How nice of them. I'm probably not going to end up making the throw blanket here because the fact that they provided a pattern and a graph means that I wouldn't really be using my Spanish skills to try to figure it out. And the whole purpose of this exercise is to use my Spanish skills to figure it out. That being said, that's a super cool pattern. Funda de gafas. Eyeglass case cover. So fácil y muy vistosa, es practicar funda para gafas puede tejerse para vigilar modelos que se adapten a un teléfono móvil o una tableta. So this is basically saying you can alter this pattern and make it fit a cell phone or a tablet. That is basically an eyeglass case cover. I mean, I do wear glasses. I can't drive or watch TV without them. Legally, I can't drive without them. They're in my photo. But also, I prefer like a harder cover for that. Because I'm not the most gentle person in the world when it comes to things like that. Funda de cojín. I'm guessing this is a pillowcase. It looks like a pillowcase. Nada más fácil que tejer fundas de lana para los viejos cojines. Extraña imagen para el salón y o el dormitorio con presa preciosa motivo trenzado. Okay, now I'm sure it's a pillowcase because it says use it for the living room or the bedroom. But that's that right there. Okay. And it looks like instead of just making like an actual pillow, it's more of the case for the pillow, so you slide a pillow inside, which is a nice way to sidestep the hey, I have to stuff this thing. So, calceco de lana. This looks like a shirt or a cardigan. Práctico y muy cálido. Este chaleco es perfecto para combinar tanto las camisas o como con jerseys finos de cuello alto. Okay, it's an overlayer. La abotonadora corta se le da mucho movimiento a la prenda. Aha. Not buttoning down all the way provides for more movement. So is this for a baby? Or for a person? Anyway, that's that. This is for bebé. Conjunto para bebé. It looks like a whole baby set. It's a 2-piece set. It's like a, it's the top and the bottoms, which... Okay. Es conjunto de jersey y pantalón para bebé. Puede ser también un hueco de primera puesta para la canastilla de recién nacido. So basically, you can make this for baby, or you can make this for a stuffed animal for baby. Okay. Foulard koto. This is a scarf. Okay. So that's a scarf. It's a decorative scarf. It's not a simple scarf, which it looks like there's some sort of fine design going on with a lot of yarn overs. Okay. Maxi Jersey. Oh. Or in Spanish, I guess it would be Maxi Jersey. Los jerseys largos pueden usar con faldas y pantalones o bien lavarlos a modo de vestido. Todo depende del largo con el que tejamos la prenda. So it's like you can make this as an oversized shirt or you can turn this into a dress. Depends on how long you make it. Which, fair. It's basically, hey, we're going to trick you into making a sweater here. Top de manga corta. Oh, crop top. I think. Los cordados son la mejor opción para los jerseys de manga corta y los tops de verano por su aire fresco y juvenil. En este, el cordado de rombos decora mangas y cintura. 8 rounds of cotton. I'm guessing it's a crop top. Okay. Question is, will it fit me? Or is it said like juvenile. It makes me think like young, like it's meant for a little kid. But that hasn't stopped me in the past. So that, I mean, that's really pretty. I'm actually intrigued by this one. And to be honest, I am in like this period of my life where I want to like explore what it means to dress a little bit less modestly than what I've been doing. That might be a way to do it. I mean, I could, especially since it's like solid on the top, like you could wear any type of bra with it. So, I mean, that could, the pattern looks like a nightmare, which means it'll be a sufficient challenge for me, which is what I'm looking for. I'm looking to be challenged here. If I'm not challenged enough, I get bored. Whew, what's the difficulty here? Difficulty that is media, so it's in the middle. Becky, maybe you should start with something simple. Nah. Okay. Chaqueta con... no, not con. Chaqueta pa bebé. Baby jacket. Okay. My ring light is not liking me today. Alright. Baby jacket. Cute. Simple. Poncho. Yeah. That word's the same in English. Poncho. It's like, you want a covering that doesn't have sleeves? Wear that. Which, honestly, I could use a poncho. For all the times I want to eat ice cream, but I'm cold at the dinner table. That might be a simpler thing to start. Yeah, los ponchos son una buena alternativa a chaquetas y abrigos. Yeah, so ponchos are a good alternative to jackets or coats. Okay. Foulard de fiesta. Oh, party scarf. Enough said. That yarn choice is ugly. But I wouldn't have to choose that yarn. Then, chaqueto de fantasia. Oh. Okay. I get why they say it. It's like some sort of cover-up on top. I guess the fantasia moment is it has this curve in it that you get because you spin it around, but sewing something like that and not being able to make it flat would kind of drive me crazy. But it's freaking beautiful, man. I guess it's called a chaleco. Don't know what it is in English. Oh. Gorrito y panchucos. El punto bobo es la base de este precioso condujo de gorrito y panchucos para bebé. Called it. It was for baby. Si se desea una era más informal, el lazo de los pachucos para hacerse con un Continental trenzada con la misma lana. Oh, so basically, short project. You can use the same ball of yarn. I mean, cute hat, cute booties. Which also safer for baby because it's ribbon, not buttons. You can just like pull them and prevent the baby from pulling their shoes off. Because that's like something babies like to do. Then gorro y cuello de lana. Oh, well, we know gorro is like the hat because gordito was the hat for the other thing. So this is like, hey, you made a hat for baby, now make a hat for you. More complicated, of course. And then I guess cuello de lana, it looks like one of those like scarves that don't hang. They just form like an infinity and they're just around your neck. They're around a cover. Basically a good hickey cover. Saco de bebé. Basically a sleeping bag for baby. That's what this is. This is a sleeping bag for baby. Idea para regalar a un recién nacido. Yeah, so basically, this is good for someone who was just born. That's like another, like, this is reminding me of something that happens a lot with knitting patterns. Knitting patterns are really connected to babies. Largely because I don't know what it is about, like, there being new babies, but like you think of like, oh, there's a new baby, this is when I should learn how to knit. I want to be able to have my baby wear something that I make. This is like something that causes a lot of people to start knitting. Or also it's like, I should make something for someone, but not everyone who's going to knit is going to ever have a baby or is ever going to be interested in babies. So you come across a lot of patterns that are made for babies, and it's nice. It's a nice thing, but sometimes you just get like the baby overload, and it's like, please, I'm not going to have a baby anytime soon. Can I have something for me? Also, the fact that it's made for baby means that you can make him something nice, but it's also small, and therefore it shouldn't take forever. That being said, I don't really see the point of making baby things that are in super nice yarns or super complicated because, one, baby not going to appreciate it. Parent may appreciate it if they understand the effort that you put into it. But also, babies are mess machines, people. Babies are going to have all sorts of fluids come out of all holes of their body. And if you're going to make something that you actually want to get used and not just stuffed into a chest of drawers somewhere, you got to make that sucker washable. You got to choose a softer yarn, and you got to make that washable. That's why acrylic, like a newer acrylic, not an acrylic that has been rotting in your stash for 2 decades, is a good choice. Anyway, that's my hot take for the day. Yeah. Vestido de niña. Oh, little girl dress. Which, I mean, adorable. Adorable. With a little pleat or whatnot. Then, manatita de a cuadros. Okay. That is basically a blanket of squares. Blanket of squares, which it looks like it's knitted together and not sewn together. Which, impressive. It means it's smoother. Takes out the seams. So basically you're keeping track of the pattern. Jersey de estilo inglés. Oh. So earlier in the book, you probably heard me mention estilo inglés, estilo Continental. And there are 2 different ways that you can learn how to knit. There's the English knitting method and the Continental knitting method. The Continental knitting method is used by people in Europe. It often goes super, super fast. The English knitting method is often learned by people in the United States. As I live in the United States, I learned the English method. I don't really have any desire to learn the Continental method so much. But I'm guessing most of these projects were meant to be made with the Continental style. And then this one is like, oh, you can knit English if you want. It could also refer to the fact that it's a English cable that is on this sweater. Un diseño clásico y atemporal para un jersey masculino con el detalle de un cuello que pico tejado en alto y ligeramente abierto. So basically, that's another thing with a lot of knitting patterns. A lot of them tend to go more feminine because, I mean, that's where a lot of the fun patterns are. And because toxic masculinity basically forces guys to be boring. So every so often they'll throw out a pattern. This one's a little bit more masculine. You can make this for the guy in your life. And I think this is probably the pattern that this book is tossing. That's for the guy in your life, which, yeah, I can see the masculine look, but sometimes I don't feel like wearing the most feminine thing. I'll make patterns regardless of whether they're like super feminine or like, I'm probably not going to make like a super, super feminine thing for myself, but I'm also not going to make a super, super masculine thing either. I'll probably go somewhere in the middle. Because I know whether I wear like a masculine or feminine thing, it's going to inherently look feminine because I am female presenting. Yeah. Okay. I thought I was done venting, but apparently not. Okay. Mitones. Una gran alternativa a los clásicos guantes son los mitones que dejan libres las puentes de los dedos. Oh, fingerless gloves. Okay, these are fingerless gloves. For when you want to make a mitten, but you don't want to feel like closing all your fingers off or making the individual fingers. Chaqueta quota. Oh, short jacket. Okay, kind of cute. I wouldn't be making it in that color. Cuello liso. Cuello liso. Super fácil y muy vistoso. Este cuello de punto bobo se teje con aguilas grandes y lana gruesa. Liso en muy poco tiempo. Una idea perfecta para principiantes. I'm guessing this is another neck thing. But basically, this project is written, all right, you want to make this is like a simple project. Like, you want to make something super fast. You want to make something super fast. You want to be done super quick. Get big yarn, get big needles, make this thing. Which, I get it. There are projects that I do, although I probably wouldn't be making a hickey cover for that. Yeah. Peto de bébé. Oh, it's a jumpsuit. Super cute. Look at that. Again, there's really no one in my life right now who is having a baby who I would be extending this effort for. There's someone in my life who is having a baby who I'm extending stuffed animal effort for, but not clothing effort for. Again, because who knows how big baby's going to be. But super cute. Okay. Bufanda caldada. Okay, we got long scarf. Long scarf. Bolso con asa. This is a bag. Yeah. Bag. You can always use bags. That looks like a hot water bottle, though. I'm not gonna lie. Chaqueta infantil. Un modelo de chaqueta unisex para los pequeños de la casa. Okay, so another baby jacket. Although that looks more like it's size for toddler. Bufanda tresada. This looks... Oh, tresada. I guess tresada is what they're using to explain cables. So muchas lanas multicolor comían todos vivos y ofrecían teñidos con mucha personalidad como esta práctica bufanda. Okay, I mean, it's another scarf. I find scarves to be very boring project-wise for the most part. The most interesting scarf I've ever made actually falls into two different categories. One was when I attempted to be a test knitter for a scarf. It had like a snowflake pattern, and that was fun. I ended up giving that scarf to someone else. But also, like, the other one was when I attempted to make the Doctor Who scarf for my sister. It ended up being way too long, and I ended up with a lot of extra yarn from that. That being said, I would make it again. Jersey de cuello redondo. Uno de los diseños más clásicos, el jersey de cuello redondo se transforma en una prenda especial gracias al relieve que marcan los distintos puntos. Un modelo unisex para trabajar con cualquier tipo de hilo. Oh, okay. So it's a typical sweater, but every so often you reverse the stitch so you get a nice textured pattern, which is completely lost here because they used a variegated yarn. Yeah. Osito de lana! This is a teddy bear! Oh, this is like the most creative project in this book. Also, I have a soft spot for stuffed animals. So, crear juguetes de lana para los más pequeños es una gran idea. Como es el osito de tamaño mediano, un regalo perfecto para los niños. The only thing is, they have them do buttons for eyes and nose, and if I'm giving it to a kid, I'm either going to sew, like, crochet, like, knit those or crochet those and then sew them on, or I'm going to use safety buttons because otherwise it's not safe for baby. But yeah, that's actually, and I don't have to worry about gauge. I don't have to worry about fitting. So I can attempt to make that and see how it works. Chances are that's probably what I'm going to end up making. It's either, at this moment, it's either that or like the crop top from earlier. Then bolso de mano, hand purse. Okay, I mean, pretty simple. Seed stitch, probably just do a rectangle, you do the edging and then boom, and the interesting thing would be making the flower. Then funda para vaso. Oh, so this is a cozy. Rebecca de Ferrano. I mean, this seems like it's made for me because my name is also Rebecca. Though nobody calls me that because I've been called Becky ever since I was 6. Or 5. I think 5, actually. They don't spell it the way I spell it, though. I have another C in there. It's basically Rebecca the summer. So, el punto alargado de es uno de los más indicados para traer la cinta de algodón en prendas frescas de entretiempo o verano como esta chaqueta corta. So basically a short jacket, which also looks like it's for baby with the way that it is. Either that or it's like a crop top jacket that you could just wear as a shirt. Zapatillas. Unas prácticas zapatillas cerradas teñidas de lana para abrigar los pies de invierno. Un modelo bicolor que puede decorarse con bordados de el empeño. So it's another set of shoes, which I'm hoping is for bigger people because we have 2 sets of baby boots. But it also still looks really, really small. Girl unisex. This is a hat for the men. Or actually, this is a genderless hat. But it's meant there that you can hand it to your man and go like, see, it's not feminine. Okay, Becky, okay. I just found out about this new phrase from another YouTuber, Naomi John. Apparently in German, when someone's like in a really weird mood, they say like, did you eat clowns for breakfast? And I'm thinking about that to myself right now. I'm asking myself, did you eat clowns for breakfast? Despite knowing full well what I actually had was microwaved macaroni and cheese. I don't know why I'm in this weird mood. I've been in a weird mood for the past month. I don't know where it's been coming from. But it's been weird. I think I've been dropping a bit of a filter. Anyway. That's the hat. Perfectly benign hat. And that was the end of the projects. So, the ones that I'm thinking about, beyond that, it'd be that. Where is it? Or it'd be that. Quite honestly, I think I'm going to go with that. So I think the next video for this book is actually breaking down what I need for the pattern and attempting to make the pattern for myself. Thank you very much for watching. That was today's entertainment. Have a nice day.